The room was dimly lit, the cameras were hidden, and tension thick in the air. As she walked in, hips swaying with every step, her long dark hair cascading over her bare shoulders, her tight red dress hugging every curve, like it was made just for her. Her name was Aria, and she knew exactly what she was doing. Her lips curled into a playful smirk as she glanced toward the man sitting on the couch alone, waiting unaware that he was about to be tested in a way he never expected. His name was Jace. Tall, lean eyes, sharp like he'd seen everything, but right now he hadn't seen her. Not yet, not fully. She moved closer, her voice soft and sultry when she said, "Hey, you look bored. Mind if I sit?" He looked up, surprised but intrigued, already caught in the warmth of her voice, her presence overwhelming like heat. In the dead of night, he nodded, and she sat so close. Their thighs touched, and his breath caught, but he played it cool, or at least tried to. She leaned in, brushing invisible lint off his shirt, her hand lingering longer than it should have, her nails trailing along the fabric, like she was teasing every fiber of his control. Jace smiled awkwardly, tried to speak, but she beat him to it, saying, "You know, I've always thought you were kinda fine. My girl's lucky. I mean, if you were mine, I wouldn't let you out of my sight, that's for sure." He laughed nervously, shifted in his seat. The camera caught every flicker of doubt, every moment of temptation. Arya leaned closer again, her perfume heady sweet, like jasmine on fire, and she whispered, "I bet you'd like it if I was yours, wouldn't you?" And her hand moved again, this time over his knee, sliding just slightly higher. His eyes widened. His breath deepened, his pulse visible in his neck, but he still hadn't pulled away. Not yet, not really. And she could see it, the way his body reacted, the way his gaze dropped from her eyes to her lips, back again, like he was caught between guilt and desire. Outside behind the scenes, her friend Maya watched through the monitor, eyes wide, heart racing, fists clenched. She wanted to scream at the screen, to storm in and pull Arya back, but she couldn't. Not yet. The truth was unraveling second by second, and it burned like betrayal. Wrapped in silk, Maya had trusted Arya since high school. They had shared everything, laughs, secrets, even heartbreaks. And now here she was, testing her man, seducing him, slow, deliberate, like she had done it before, like she enjoyed it, and maybe she did. Maybe this wasn't about loyalty at all. Maybe it was about winning. Maya leaned in closer, holding her breath as Arya whispered something into Jace's ear, something that made his mouth part slightly, something that made his hand twitch, and the moment hung in the air, thick, electric, dangerous. Would he pass? Would he fail? Would he give in to the baddie right next to him? Or remember the woman waiting just beyond the door, watching his every move, praying he wouldn't shatter everything they'd built? Jace swallowed hard, the tension in his body rising like a wave, threatening to crash. His hands gripped the edge of the couch, like he needed to anchor himself to something, anything, before he did something he couldn't take back. Arya's lips were close, too close. Her voice was honey-soaked with heat, and her hand now rested on his chest, tracing slow, deliberate lines over the fabric, teasing him, daring him. He could smell the sweetness of her skin, the danger in her smile, and still he hadn't moved away. Still he sat there, breathing hard, eyes locked on hers, like he was already somewhere he shouldn't be. She leaned in, lips just a breath from his ear, and whispered, "I can keep a secret. You know, just one kiss, one little moment, and no one ever has to know." And in that moment, his head tilted slightly toward her. Her lips parted, her breath brushing against his skin. Behind the wall, Maya gasped, her fingers covering her mouth, as tears welled in her eyes. She wanted to look away, but she couldn't. Her heart was caught in the fire. unraveling on the screen. She had hoped deep down that Jace would shove Arya away, would stand up and walk out, or say anything that proved he belonged to her. But instead, he was still there, still, leaning in still, riding the line between loyalty and lust, and Arya was loving every second of it, her hand now slipping lower, grazing his thigh again, her eyes locked on his, like a challenge, like a promise. And Jace finally spoke, his voice, low, uncertain, saying, "You're really doing this, huh?" And Arya just smiled, slow, sultry, like she already knew the answer. She said, "I think you want me to." And her fingers traced up his chest again, sliding behind his neck, pulling him close until their lips were almost touching, almost tasting, and Jace closed his eyes just for a second. But it was enough. Maya had seen enough. She pushed the door open, her heart pounding so loud it drowned out every other thought. She stormed into the room, fire in her eyes, betrayal carved across her face. And the moment Jace saw her, everything changed. He jumped back, eyes wide, guilt pouring off him like sweat. Arya just sat there, calm, collected, like she had done exactly what she came to do. Maya stared at them both, her voice shaking when she said seriously, "Jace, are you kidding me?" And Arya turned to her slowly, that same smirk on her lips, as she said, "Guess he's not as loyal as you thought, huh?" But Maya wasn't here to cry. Not now. Not when the truth had slapped her so hard she could barely breathe. She turned to Jace and said, "You had a choice, and you made it." And without waiting for his stammered excuses, without looking back, she walked out, head high, heart shattered, and Arya watched her go, a flash of something like regret in her eyes. But it vanished quick, like smoke in the wind, and Jace sat there alone now, truly alone, the weight of what he'd lost, crashing down. As the cameras faded, the lights dimmed, and the test was over, too hot to handle, too real to forget.